Whether you're buying or selling your home, get the benefit of expertise.
Hey, well, compliments to the show. You're really hitting on the subjects and you're telling the truth. I appreciate you.
Meet the team at dangemus.com. And now, filling in for Dan Gemus, your host, Joyce Blackmere.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Joyce Blackmere, Director of Sales and Broker with the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. And with me in studio is Heather Marentet, Sales Rep with the team, and one of my favorite people. Hello, Heather.
Hello, Joyce.
We have Ron Bondy joining us too, who's also one of my favorite people. He fixed my phone this week. And I went into full-on panic mode, and you know, Ron's like all calm, cool, collected. He's like, "Hey, just let me take your phone for an hour." And you know, and I'm like, okay. So it was dead.
Really?
So he takes it, and in like 2 seconds, he brought it back, and I'm like, okay, I had a lesson. I need to be a little bit more patient.
Interesting. A handy guy to have around.
And a handy guy to have around, not just for financing, but he also fixes phones too.
Wow,
Who knew?
Who knew?
Hi, Ron. How's it going?
Fantastic.
Awesome.
I hear you rescued Joyce.
Everything. Yes, I did. That's my side hustle. I fix phones.
Yes. Well, hey, listen. Now everybody in Windsor, Essex knows that you have that. That you have that talent. So thanks for doing that.
And get a mortgage and get your phone fixed at the same time.
Perfect. What do you have for us today, Ron?
So today we're going to talk about prepayment options. Why they're important, and why people should use them. So let's get started. So not every bank or lender has the same prepayment options. They vary per lender, so that it's quite broad. So the big typical ones are lump sum payments. You can do a lump sum payment once a year, and between lenders, they vary anywhere from 10% to 20% that you're allowed to put on your mortgage. That goes directly to principal, and you get no penalty doing this. And it's a lump sum of your original mortgage amount, so 10 or 20% of your original mortgage amount. Some lenders will do what your current mortgage balance is, but most of them are from your original mortgage amount. So if you, let's say, had a $300,000 mortgage, every year you could drop $30,000 onto your principal without getting a penalty. Now, the other one that's pretty common between lenders is you can increase your payment by 10 to 20% every year. Again, it depends on the lender if it's 10% or 20%. But, and that extra amount goes right to principal again. So you're paying less interest costs by doing these two options. And then the third one that not all lenders have is you can double your payment. So you can imagine if you increase it by 10 and you double it. So let's just say you have a 25-year AMD mortgage, and you take advantage of these three options. Do you know how quickly you could pay down your mortgage?
Tell us.
4.6 years. You can take a 25-year mortgage and pay it down using these three payment options. You can pay your mortgage off in 4.6 years. Is that not amazing?
Wow, that's incredible.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I would never have thought that fast, honestly. Like that actually just, for once, the words were taken out of my mouth.
If you have the means to, it's absolutely worth taking advantage of some of these programs.
Right. Yeah. Because you're paying a lot of interest to own a home, and it compounds, right? So any little bit helps. And my advice to people is, let's say you have a student loan, right? So your first term, you're not taking advantage of the prepayment options, or you have a new car or something, but you have an extra payment. Now that student loan or that car payment, that goes away, typically within 5 years. Mm-hmm. If you're used to paying that, take advantage of these prepayment options and put that on your mortgage. Don't stop paying it. Like, you're used to paying it, so just shift where
keep it in the budget and put it somewhere else.
Exactly. And then you're paying less interest, which at the end of the day, once your house is paid off, that's way more money in your pocket because you paid less interest over your mortgage.
Now, when you double up payments, Ron, is that like you can do that every month, or are you limited to a certain number of times, or?
So the lenders that let you double up the payments, again, not a lot of lenders have that option, but the ones that do, you can pay it. Like if you pay, let's say your payments are weekly or monthly or biweekly, you can do that every payment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Wow. So they're great options to use. And like I said, typically you don't see people using them in their first term. If they get a new house, they're getting used to bills and whatnot. But come your second 5-year term, then we start seeing a lot of people starting to take advantage of that.
Yeah, you're more settled into things, a little bit more stable. It's worth asking your lender about and kind of investigating if you have that option to do some of these.
Well, every mortgage has some of these options. And like I said, they vary between lenders, whether it's 10% to 20%. But so definitely talk to your lender. Don't just go and throw 20% down on your mortgage. And if you only had a 10% option, well, then you just got a penalty for the other 10% you put on. So you don't want to do that. So
that was my question, was like, with the ones that you have talked about, are there penalties associated? But I guess if it's just like an overpayment over what you're permitted.
Right. Yeah. So you definitely talk to your lender, talk to your mortgage guy, and just see, what prepayment options you have on your mortgage, and stay within those guidelines, and you get no penalty. And it's a great way to beat down your mortgage.
Yes, awesome. For sure. Because it all goes on principal, correct?
All goes on principal, 100%. Yeah. And then once you take that chunk off the principal, you're paying less compound interest on that because your loan's lower.
Right, exactly. Okay, interesting. Heather, did you have any other questions at all?
No, I think that's so amazing just to just, like you said, ask your lender and see what kind of options you have and make sure you're not getting any penalties. But if you have the means to do something like that, I think that's great.
Yeah. And Ron, I'll imagine you work with a number of lenders that have a variety of different options that are available. Would you say that working through a mortgage broker like yourself is going to give more options than a standard bank would, or does that even matter?
Well, yeah, we have 36 different lenders. So depending on what your goal is, we will place you with where you need to be. If your goal is to pay off your mortgage in 5 years, and then we'll look at, okay, well, what prepayment options can we take advantage of to get you where you want to be?
Yeah, I love your philosophy with making sure that people are reaching their goals and putting a plan in place or a strategy in place for them to accomplish that. That's awesome. Ron, if people want to reach out to you, how can they do that?
So they can call me on my cell phone. It's 519-791-2961. They can email me at ronbondy@supermortgageteam.ca, or they can find me on the web at ronaldbondy.ca, or they can talk to one of your lovely agents at the Van Gemus.
And we will direct you. Yes,
definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ron. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all the insights that you're able to share as well. That's Ron Bondy, mortgage agent from the Super Mortgage Team at Dominion Lending. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to him. You can also reach out to the team, and we're happy to connect you. We're going to take one more quick break. When we come back, we're going to give away the $50 gift card to the Richmond Popcorn Company. Text the keywords FRESH with your full name to 10800, and we will do that draw when we come back. This is your last chance. And just one more mention and reminder that Lisa Vandermeeren from our team is doing an open house this afternoon at 148 Given in Harrow between 2 and 4 p.m. You want to go in and check out this house. It's fully renovated. It's on a beautiful lot. It's walking distance to amenities. There's a lot of goodness surrounding it. And she will be there to give you a personal tour and answer any questions that you may have. And that's 148 Given in Harrow between 2 and 4 p.m. this afternoon. We still have more to come here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.